Listen, motherhood is freaking messy, business is completely wild, and somewhere between the school runs, the sleepless nights, good Lord help us all, and chasing our own dreams, we're all asking, where's the fucking village? I'm Andrea Augustinucci, brand strategist and mom of two amazing kids, and the creative force behind Brand Embodied Agency. This podcast is where we'll strip away the highlight reels of life, dive into the real conversations about motherhood, entrepreneurship, and the beautiful chaos in between. You'll hear raw stories, real strategies, and honest conversations with women who aren't afraid to tell you the actual truth about what it takes to raise babies and build empires, because I have a secret, it's possible to do both. Here, we're not just asking where's the village, we're rebuilding it. Let's fucking go. Hey, mama. All right. It's been about 3 weeks since I have recorded an episode and I fucking missed you guys. So today, what I want to talk about is the village. So I think it's so easy in motherhood to feel isolated. I think there are so many moments that I've experienced myself where I'm like, I have nobody to call. I am like sobbing, feeling so lost. And I feel like there are zero people I have to call, when that is actually not factual. I have people in my village. My village is small, and I'm grateful for the village I have. So let's talk about that for a second. So we ended up having the flu over Christmas break. It was terrible. It was my daughter's first Christmas. She just turned 1 2 days ago, and she had the flu. My son brought it home from an hour play date, and he was good in a couple of days. My husband and I got it. She got it. It took her about 7 days to recoup, which was really challenging. And the people in our village who showed up for us is our whole village, really. So my mom, my father-in-law, and my sisters all showed up in different ways in the capacities that they were able to. And I'm so grateful for them and what they did and what they were offering, even if we couldn't take them up on it. We are very cognizant about like the germs and being respectful of people while we're sick. We don't want them coming over while they're sick. So, we're like, no, thank you so much for offering to come over and hold the baby. We call her baby, but she's 1. I can't believe it. But we wouldn't wish this on anyone because we were like death warmed over. No lie. So, the other piece of the village that I've been thinking about lately is the village we create in terms of like the people we are actually hiring in our world. So I had a doula with my daughter. She was incredible. And to this day, it's already been a year. I could text her and be like, Bethany, I need X, Y, and Z. Do you have any resources for this? And if she doesn't have resources, she's getting resources. Like, she's incredible. And I think everybody in the world should have a doula when they are giving birth. Incredible experience. We have a lactation consultant. She was a huge help with my son and my daughter. So the other person who's a huge person in our village is our daycare provider, Miss Kathy. She is a fucking rock star. We love Miss Kathy. And we pay for these people to be in our life and our children's lives. And we get to be selective and get the highest quality of people. And we are so fortunate that we have these people in our village, because without them, our village would really be shitty. There would be no one. So I just want to like bring that into awareness, right? Is that it can so easily feel like we're so fucking alone in motherhood and in moments that feel so heavy that we feel like we have to fucking carry this alone. I feel like I don't know how it got ingrained in us, but there is this sense of like, I can't reach out to anyone. So I had shared, so this is like a twofold story, but after I had my daughter, I was doing a ton of posting on social media, and things were just flowing out of me to share that I thought were so important to get out to the world about motherhood and all the things. And I wasn't holding back on anything. And that's just who I am and how I've always been. And with that, the second part of that story is that I went down this like really deep rabbit hole of like people and what they were doing with AI and children and fucked up things. And I was like, oh my God. And then I went and deleted everything. Anything that had pictures of my children, I fucking deleted. Like, not hid from my profile. I was like, get this the fuck off the internet. And which is a shame because those posts were so fucking good and I can't get them back, but whatever, it all worked out the way it did. But one of those posts was about the fact that I ended up going on Prozac after I had my daughter. I was not okay. So it was like, oh God, I forget the timeline, you guys. Forgive me, but I think it was like around month 4, I want to say. Could have been a little bit later than that. I ended up getting my period back. And with my son, I went a whole year without it. So it was like a completely different experience. He was like ready to wean off because I was nursing him still. I was only doing morning and night with him. Like everything was just so different. And with my daughter, so my hormones were like, fuck you, Andrea. Like, we're going to do whatever we want, whenever we want. And I was like, I don't know what this is. So I was not okay. I was a raging mess. Like I did not know postpartum rage was a thing. And I was scared of myself. I was like, I don't even recognize who I am. This is not okay. Like all the things. So then I started doing some research and was like, holy shit, I have postpartum rage. I didn't even know it was a thing. And so I like went into knowing my body better, tracking my cycle, making sure my husband knew when I was going to get my period, or at least it has not been consistent since getting it back. It's like within a week or a week and a half of where I'm supposed to get it. I'll get it one way or the other, which isn't great. Sometimes it would sneak up on me and I'm like this raging bitch. And so I would like try to tell my husband and be like, just so you know, like this is happening. And I know I can feel it in my body, like all these things. And then like 2 or 3 months in of like having my cycle back, I was like, I am a fucking psychopath. Like, this is not okay. I can't be like this. Like this is not okay to show up in this way for my family. And there is a lot of mental health in my family. And I have always prided myself on the fact that I have never had to take any type of medication, no antidepressants, no suicidal thoughts, like nothing. I've always been so proud of that. And to experience what I experienced, I had so much fucking shame around the fact that I couldn't handle this by myself, that I couldn't get control of my emotions, because that's what I truly thought this was. And I have done so much fucking work on myself where I've done Dr. Joe Dispenza's work. I'm an advanced student of his meditation, self-regulating, nervous system work. Like I have done a lot. And for me to not be able to get control of my emotions, I felt like so much shame and failure around it. And it got to the point I was getting my next period and I was a sobbing fucking mess. And I'm really not a crier. I'm not just saying that but it takes a lot for me to cry. And I was crying every day. I hadn't even gotten my period yet. And I was like, oh, like I took my daughter for a walk and I'm just sobbing down the street. And I'm like, I cannot be like this. Like in my head, I'm like, I can't even show up for my daughter the way I want to. My son, my husband, like, fuck. Like, and I just picked up the phone and I called my midwife. I switched from an OB to a midwife. I had my OB with my son. It was a completely different experience, birth experience, and compared to the experience I had with my daughter. And I picked up the phone. I was like, I am not okay. And they called me back like immediately. I talked with the front desk person. They called me back within like 20 minutes. I was still on my walk and they're like, tell us what's going on. I told them about the postpartum rage and I'm sitting there sobbing on the phone with her. And she was like, are you having harmful thoughts about yourself or to other people? And I couldn't even say yes, even though I was, because I felt so much shame around it. I just was like, I'm just having a really hard week. And that's all I could say. And she was like, okay, we are going to get you on a low dose of Prozac and a referral to a therapy, like a virtual therapy, whatever company that we work with. And I was like, okay. Like at this point, I was like, I can't do this alone. I fucking need help. So I was prescribed that medication over the phone. I picked it up. I went and started it. And I kid you not, I know that this medication, she was like, it might take a little bit to like really integrate into your system. But like, I felt a change, not immediately, but within a week. And I was like, holy shit, I feel good. This is nice. Like, I feel like a normal human being again. Like, holy shit. So one of the things that somebody on the internet had suggested, because I had talked about my postpartum rage before getting to the point of needing medication, somebody had said was get a hormone panel done.
And I was like, I didn't even know that was a thing. Sure. So I brought that up to my midwife while I'm sobbing on the phone with her. And she was like, doing a hormone panel while you are postpartum and still nursing is a fool's task. And I was like, fuck, she's right. Like, I just knew. She said it and I was like, God damn it. I know why she's saying this, because our hormones are so dysregulated during this time being postpartum and nursing that it's like you could take the panel one moment and then 5 minutes later or 10 minutes, 15 minutes later, take it again and it would be completely fucking different. So she was like, this is not what you need. You need medication. And I was like, no, I don't want medication. But I didn't say that out loud because I knew I fucking needed it. And I got on the meds and was a completely different fucking woman. So I had written a post about this and was like, I think the heading was like Prozac for the win. And I just laid it all out. I was like, I was not okay. I thought I could fucking manage it on my own. I had supplements. Like I was doing all the things. I spoke with a nutritionalist of how I could support my postpartum recovery journey through nutrition. And it just wasn't enough. So I laid it all out because I'm like, if I'm fucking dealing with this, there was at least 5 people of my Facebook friends that I knew had just had babies and they may have been their first, but still like everybody has a different experience. So I was like, I felt so alone during this experience that I did not want anyone else to feel that way. So if I could share the story and give someone that like, oh my fucking God, I felt this and it's okay to reach out for help. And I even said like, if you have questions or anything, like my DMs are always open. Like I am available. What's interesting is that somebody had reached out to me and was like, holy shit. Now, mind you, this is actually not someone who is a mom. She reached out and was like, Andrea, I have been going through perimenopause and your post, now this was like kind of months later we had this conversation, okay? It wasn't immediately. She was like, your post gave me permission to get medicated because I was not okay in perimenopause. Like again, hormones dysregulated all over the place. And she got on medication and she was like, it made me question how long I actually was dealing with my hormones being so off kilter during perimenopause, because nobody fucking talks about this. This is like a new, to me at least, new like buzzwords and information that's coming out that like no one has fucking talked about previous to this time. So she was telling me all about the perimenopause stuff in relation to what I had shared about postpartum. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so fucking grateful I made this post. And she was like, I'm so fucking grateful you made this post. And then someone else reached out and was like, Andrea, I'm so like at that same time frame, it was like, Andrea, I'm so grateful you made that post because it just gave me permission to get the help I fucking needed without the shame around it. And I feel like $1 million fucking dollars. And I can attest to that now that I am medicated and still am. I'm going to be on this for a year because of the actual drug. Like they want it in your system for the year. And then once you wean off, they say that it's better. God, don't quote the medical terminology with me, but like it's a better chances of you not needing to go back on it once you've been on it for a full year. I don't know any more details. That's what I've been told. So anyway, I am just so grateful because in moments like that, when you feel so alone and something comes across into your world and it fucking changes the narrative for you and you're like, fuck, I'm not alone. She's dealing with some bullshit too. Whether it's not the same exact thing, but similar enough where you're like, God, maybe I need support. And then you get the support and you're like, oh my God, I feel like $1 million because I feel like $1 million. Like I don't even know for how many weeks after I said the sentence, I am so grateful for my medication right now because there were so many mom moments that I would have been out of my fucking mind if I wasn't medicated and able to stay calm and handle it like a fucking adult. Like it would have been tough. So all of these people are in my village. My midwife is in my village. My friends who reached out to me and said, hey, thank you for saying that. And I'm in their village. So do you see that? I just want to bring that here and help to bring awareness to the village we do have, because there are so many moments in motherhood that we feel so fucking alone. And, there have been a couple of times where I've had some shit happen with my family and I'm like, I can't call any of my family and my closest friends, like I just didn't feel like I wanted to burden them in the moment. Like that's how I truly felt with whatever I had going on. And I sat there having kind of a fucking pity party. And then one person came to mind, a friend of mine who has grown children. She doesn't live in Connecticut. And I was like, I'm calling Amanda. And I picked up the phone and I was like sobbing. And it was something completely different. And I was like, I'm not okay. Do you have a minute? Because she like picks up, she's like, hey, how are you? And I'm like, I'm not okay. Do you have a minute? And she was like, yeah. I was like, no, really, like, I'm not okay. It might take a little while. She was like, what do you need? And she was this sounding board of wisdom and pure love and motherly, knowledge and sage advice that I just needed. And like, if I didn't fucking pick up the phone, that experience that I had would have been so different. So in the moments when it's fucking hard and you feel so fucking alone and one person comes to mind, pick up the fucking phone, especially if they're a mom, because they won't even question shit. They'll be like, girl, I got you. What do you need? I don't care who you are. You could call me and I'll be like, yep, been there, done that. Talk to me, babe. What do you need? Like, so knowing that we do have a village and not feeling like where's my fucking village is the affirmation that we should be saying, right? It's like, I have a village. Let me be grateful for the village I have. Let me remember how I show up in my village for them and how they show up for me, and just kind of keep that in the forefront of your mind, especially when you're going through some hard moments, because that's when it's most important, right? So I just wanted to bring this up and let you know that we can disrupt the super mom pattern. We do not need to continue with this fucking super mom bullshit that has been fed to women throughout our generation, because I feel like we've been groomed, if you will, to be this way since little girls, because our moms were experiencing something different, been like, you can do anything. You can do anything. It doesn't matter that you're a girl. You can do anything, because they didn't get that. They weren't told that. So they're like, well, I'm going to tell my baby girl that. And then you're like, well, I can do anything. And I'm like, I have for so long, and it is still hard for me to connect to my feminine. I am almost always defaulting to my masculine. Almost always. I can fucking do that. If you could do it, I could do it. And I could probably fucking do it better. I don't care if you're a man. Like, that's what I was raised with. And, like, my maiden name is Spitco. It's like, oh, you're a Spitco. Oh, you're a Spitco. That's the Spitco in you. And I'll catch myself doing that with my nieces or my nephew. I'm like, oh, you're a Spitco. Like, that's why. It's like ingrained in us to be this fucking he woman. Just stop. Like, we don't need to fucking do it all. Ladies, we don't need to do it all. Moms, we don't need to do it all. And there's so much more that I want to like talk about, but I'm not going to in this episode, about the support and everything to be able to step into your feminine, because like I said, this is still something that I'm navigating myself. So anyway, this episode went all over the place, but I am sure it is going to help someone. Just remember who your village is, who you show up as when you're in someone else's village, even if they're not in yours. Like, if they're not somebody you would call on, it's okay to have villages shift and morph and change, and just hold gratitude for the people in your life that you do have and how they show up for you. Even if it's not quite how you might expect them to be showing up, they are doing their best and showing up in the capacity that they are able to. So I love you guys, and I can't wait until the next episode. See you there.
You've been listening to Where's the Fucking Village, the podcast for moms raising babies and building empires. You were never meant to do this alone.